Well, it might be your passions changing. I don't really know, but it could be just a feature of the passion changes. Like maybe you don't like weddings, maybe you like life content instead. Maybe you like travel content instead. Maybe content's still your bag, but maybe it's not wedding stuff.
I think maybe burnt out for weddings, maybe.
Maybe I'm willing to do this. Would you go do a wedding for $500 right now?
$500?
Yeah.
Or maybe an hour. $500 an hour.
Like a whole wedding or something?
No, absolutely not.
Right, and that's weird, right? But you would have took it a million times back then. So you tell me, is mentality a big deal? Is mental shift a big deal?
Wow, yeah.
And finds a lot until you make 6, until you make 1,000, until you make.
So like you, for example, your first million, you got excited, right?
Oh my God, yeah, but it ain't 0 to a million. You just got to keep.
Oh, so you didn't get that. So it wasn't like a
lump. It wasn't overnight, no.
Okay.
But you have to, when you're sitting where you're making, you have to always be around someone else making a lot more to show you that it's not enough.
So let's say somebody just gave you $1 million right now. Is that like $10 to you?
Not like 10. No, $1 million's still $1 million, I guess, but I don't, like if someone said I'm worth $1 million, I wouldn't think you're wealthy. Not at all. No. Because, I mean, dude, let's just say you're a manager at a car dealership. You're probably making $200 a year, $250, right? That's 4 years of income. So if he couldn't work right now, $1 million only lasts in 4 years. That's without inflation. He's done. He can't even retire.
There's levels to this.
But when you start thinking, you start hearing the way it's broken down, you're like, well, I guess $1 million ain't enough. Let's just say, I mean, is $100,000 a year a lot, a little? What is that to you?
$100,000 a year, it would be a big. I would say it's a lot to me because growing up we never had money.
$2,000 a week.
$2,000 a week?
Something like that.
Really? $100,000?
$2,500 a week, something like that, right here.
Yeah, where we came from.
2,000 a week.
Yeah.
Excuse me, because 2 times 52 weeks in a year, that's 104,000.
Do you remember when that number was big to you? 100,000?
Yes, I remember when 500 was big to me. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, if I can do 500, I can have anything.
Yeah, I was like, if I could do 100,000, that'd be good. Now I do 120, that'd be good. 140, that'd be good. You
know what's weird to me now? This is the first time I stayed in a hotel in years.
Really?
Years, yeah.
Why is this the first time?
I just stay in I stay in penthouses or Airbnbs. I rent mansions.
Okay,
yeah, I don't do.
Okay. I hardly do. Those are like the big.
Well, they're just mansions. I'll sit in a mansion or a penthouse at the top of something like, like if this would have a penthouse, maybe like the top level, maybe 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. Typically, we do mansion retreats like a couple times a month, maybe once a month. So like I would stay in a penthouse. That place is a penthouse. That one way over there is real tall, the deck at top.
Oh, I see.
I'd stay over there if they had one. But anyway, so so yeah, a hotel. But I'm shifting my mind again. So my mind's shifting. Like, okay, I'm starting to allocate my money towards things that make sense. So in this setting, we're not going to spend much time at our way that we're going to sleep. But I didn't know you were going to be here. If I knew you were going to be here, I'd be in a penthouse right now, or I'd be in a mansion.
Oh, Zach didn't tell you?
Yeah,
it was literally last minute. It was yesterday.
I'm the one that told. Yeah, I'm the one that said, hey, I need a fucking videographer down here. He's like, I can get one for you. Let's get one. I said, you want to split it? We'll get it. So we did. That's what we got you. So I didn't know we were going to do this. He's not used to having this around so much. I always advocate for it. That's my whole life's been that way. Good, bad, what?
Daddy needs a drink. It's never good, dude.
Okay.
Hold on. Do you remember the first time you witnessed something like this for the first time? Like what was going through your head? Like who are you with?
First time. Oh, that's a really good question. First time.
This is luxury living, right?
Yeah. I suppose so. For the United States, that's a really good question, my friend. I don't know if I remember my first time up here.
Okay, but when was that first moment where you're like, I finally made it? Like I made it. Like I'm financially stable. I can do whatever I want. You remember that moment?
Yeah. The first time, what's happened? It's weird because it happened so fast. I didn't realize that I was in that moment until it was like I was trying to work. It's funny. So what I was trying to do was, I worked so hard to make the moment finally happen. The first time that it happened, all I was trying to do was make the job work and make the income come in, and the reinvestment of the funds when they came in back out was happening so quick that I don't think I realized that I was tracking $1 million a year plus my first year until it was like, I remember going to the bank. This is how I probably really remember. I remember going to the bank because in my pocket, I had like 29 or 28,000 bucks, and it was too much money in my pocket. I had to get some of it out.
What were you doing with that much money in your pocket?
I was paying I had a lot of contractors that work for me, so they like to be paid in cash. A lot of contractors do, so I kept it in my pocket. I still carry probably 3,000 or 4,000. You know, I always carry at least 3,000 or 4,000 bucks in me all the time.
Oh my goodness.
But when I was, I'm not saying it to show off. I'm just saying it to say this. Is that when you're carrying 30,000, you know, it was like, okay, I just need to. You know what the weirdest part was I just wanted the money out of my pocket for convenience. I wasn't even thinking like, oh my God, look how well I'm doing. But I do remember thinking like, wow, my amount is so big in my pocket that I can barely get it out when I go to pull it out, and that's really hard. It's just more of an inconvenience. Like, wow, that's crappy. We can have whatever we want.
I'm saying, oh my God, because like walking around with 3 or 4 cases a lot. Because what me and my wife does, that's like a whole day's worth of work, and it's like so easy. Like not so easy for you to make it, but because I don't know how you make it, but like to have that power, to have that just sitting there, like how does that make you feel?
Oh, invincible sometimes. Yeah, invincible. Like you can do anything. So it's very misleading because you're not, but it makes you feel that you are.
Right.
Yeah, it's very. It's important. I can tell you this much: that the worst mistake that you make on your way to wealth, the very worst one you make, is having low self-awareness. And when you're getting there, you have no cheerleaders, no fans on the way there. It's just you against everybody, and everyone thinks you should get a job, get a retirement, play it safe, and you're going against the grain. You don't go to school. I'm not going to college. Like everything is wrong. It feels like what you're doing. It's against what society teaches and trains. So when you make it, you almost don't have many people to share it with. You're very alone. So what you want to feel like is you want to give a middle finger to the world. You're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, because I did it finally. I'm here finally. But then you're alone when you're there too. So you're just like, you spend a couple years buying all kinds of cool stuff and almost pushing more people away because you want to show off. You want to finally show, hey, look what I finally did. I was right and you were wrong.
Right.
And then after a few years go by, that fades off, and that's where I made my mistake. I shouldn't have went through that phase of being ruthless and ignorant. I should have been more grateful. And now I spend my time being grateful for my wife, like grateful for just even to be able to do this, because I've come up and come down a couple times, my guy. And so now, like, just seeing you, I have more happiness living vicariously through your happiness than I do through mine.
Are you really?
Yo, hardcore. I do this so much that I forget how cool this is. So when I see you happy and you're calling your wife and you're showing your friends, I'm like, dude, do it up. I know you're paid per day to be here with us, but do it the fuck up. Have your fun, bro, because I forgot that. I forgot what that feels like. So to watch you feel it, almost like I get to feel it again. So it's so rad. So rad.
So, can you run through your day, starting from waking up to the end? Like, do you have a structure? Do you have a routine, or is it just random?
A lot of this. It's all day this. Yeah, your work life. So when you're young and you're coming up, you're the janitor, you're the salesman, you're the marketer, you're everybody, right? And so when you were asking me earlier on, you're like, yo, you know your cameras, you know your SEO, you know. I had to be the guy that knew it all when I couldn't afford to pay the guy to do it.
What was your motivation? Like, to start off with, like, did you have a vision and a goal in mind? And you're just like, I'm gonna reach it, or like, how did you get to the end point? Because everybody starts at A and then gets to Z, but how did you get to the Z? Did you have a vision, or you stumbled to success, or like, how did you get there?
Well, two things. One, I had a desire for freedom. Whether that came, and I see freedom two different paths. This is the way I really feel. You're gonna be free if you're all the way broke or you're all the way rich. Because if you're broke, you answer to nobody, and if you're rich, you answer to nobody. Anywhere in the middle is a prisoner. That's middle class. I don't want nothing. Everyone moves to this country because we're the richest country on the planet. Everyone moves here to have a part of the middle class. I couldn't want to get it farther away from me. I don't want nothing to do with that because I want freedom. And if that comes to being poor, I'm not too proud to say I'll go buy a boat for $6,000 and live on a sailboat, but answer to no one, right? I want my life. So freedom was the main goal, and I'm not going to claim I was smart or I knew anything because I didn't. I just knew I wanted that. I didn't know how to get there. Secondarily, on the come up, what I wanted was I didn't like the feeling. I watched my mom clip coupons, watched my grandma clip coupons, and when you're observing it as a kid, you're growing up, I don't like living. We went to go to my friend's house. They'd say, hey, look, don't eat this cabinet. That's my dad's. This is for us. I didn't like that. Now, I understood it, but I didn't like it. I just wanted to figure out how to get out of that. Where, you know what, when you want to eat something, you can have anything you want because we'll just buy more. You know, and so once I understood that there's people out there that do live that way, and you get around them randomly, it's like, okay, it's almost addictive. Like, how do I get more around people like
Who's
that?
the first person that you actually saw with your eyes? That
Mega wealth? I don't know if I could say his name.
What levels are there? There's poor, there's middle class, there's rich, and you said ultra wealth?
Yeah, mega wealth. I think. Yeah, that's really. So yeah, there's poor, there's poverty.
Okay, there's poor, and what's the final? Like ultra, like
Mega wealth.
Mega wealth?
Yeah, you're just talking legacy money.
legacy money.
Yeah, that's where like you can't outspend it. Your kids can't outspend it. Your kids can't outspend it. That's legacy.
Do you see yourself getting there one day?
There's rich and there's wealthy, right? Rich is I'm getting paid a lot right now. Wealth is where everyone can have it forever. So when you really get there, it's not that you can change your life. Real wealth is when you can change everyone that comes in contact with your life. That's like
okay, what do you mean by like changing everyone? Like going out and just doing stuff for them, or like providing them with tools to succeed? Is that what you mean? Or just like giving them
having
money?
the ability that whatever I do can affect you and affect your family. Like so, when you don't want to get wealthy, when you say, oh, I'm just comfortable, I just want to make my $100,000 a year and that's it. I think that's selfish because I'm just thinking about me. So if I ask that same person, do you think you have the potential to make $2-3 million a year? Yes. Then why don't you? Because when you do that, you're suffering. You're taking the opportunities away from your kids, from your wife. You're stripping that life from everyone because you're just too lazy. Because I'm just comfortable doing this right now. I have the ability to do more and I won't. Can you imagine God saying, look, I'm going to give you this one soul, this one life, and I want you to do everything you can with it because I'm going to give it to you. You have a 1 in 4 trillion or 1 in 16 trillion, whatever that statistic is, of being a human and not a tree and not a leaf. So do me proud. And I say, you know what, God? It sounds cool, but I think I'm just gonna do just enough to skate by. Like, how selfish. You could give your kids amazing life, best medical treatment. It's not about buying stuff either, right? Like, the best cancer treatments your insurance can't cover. It might be in another country. It might be a specialist in a whole other across the country in the world. I'm gonna get you there. How do I get you there? What if the economy collapses and they do a shutdown? You know, the only people that got to get around, people that had private jets. They're gonna get on their own plane, they fly, they don't have to answer to anybody. Right. So that's you the opportunities. You can save lives, your personal life, your family's life. If your kids get cancer, tell me you don't want to go somewhere. Tell me you don't want to save your son's life or your daughter's life or your wife's life. But if you have the ability to, and then when it's too late, it's too late. When she has cancer, you're like, oh my God, I should have tried harder. I should have had all this money. Maybe I could have done something.
Right.
You know, it's not about always being flashy and having that shit. Yes, those are nice assets that come with
financial freedom.
Yeah, it's just having the ability to exercise every ability on this planet that I can. And if I have the ability to get there, I'm going to go as far as I can because I owe it to my wife. I owe it to my kids. I owe it to me. I owe it to my family. Because here's the cool part. You're here. You get to do this just because of the hard work we did.
Right.
I get to pay you some stupid amount and fly it down and put you in the rooms. We get to pay that. And you get to now experience it.
Well, living witness.
Yeah, you get to experience this because I tried hard in something. You know, because Zach tried hard in something because we did more than the extra guy. So now it affects your life. And your wife gets to celebrate with it, now it affects your wife's life. And then maybe you change your mentality, so now you're going to try harder or market different. Now it affects your family's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing how deep it goes.
Would you say mindset is a big part of success?
It's all of it.
All of it? Mindset?
Yeah, you can't.
Is that what separates the average from
Oh my God. No, discipline.
Discipline? So discipline. Elaborate.
Separates. Well, like everyone wants wealth, right? Everyone wants to get rich. Like, how much money do I make? Oh, as much as I can, right? Discipline, the ability to execute each and every day when you have the ability and the option to do something that's less bolsterous, maybe less financially gaining. And to know that, hey, look, I'm going to save that cool, going out on the weekends, going to the bars, watching the game. I'm going to put it all into this. So I'm going to work 2 or 3 years like I don't want to, do things I don't really want to do. So I'm going to buy all that time back. Because if you don't, like right now you work a 9 to 5, that future is still 9 to 5s for the next 30, 40 years. So yeah, people say you can't buy time. I don't believe that. I can't buy the past back, but I can buy my future back. Because if I don't change, my future's 9 to 5 forever. So I have an ability to buy that back and give it and change it and make it different for my family.
Now, are you a big believer in saving to become rich or investing?
You can't.
Because my mom, old school is all like save
put money in
this,
the bank.
put money in the bank. Put it in, like
the bank don't want your money.
What's your philosophy on that?
Well, the bank don't even want your money. When you put your money in the bank, do you understand what fractional lending is?
I know.
That's how the banks use your money. So you put your money in the bank, and the bank immediately takes your money. It's called fractional lending. They have the ability to take your money, and they can loan it out. So if you give them $1,000, they can loan it out 9 times. 9 times. The government says you only have to have 10% of the money you have in the account reserved to actually lend it out digitally. They don't even want your money. They want the interest on the money. They don't want your money.
So where do you put your money then?
Invest it in the things that pay you back. Passive
Like stocks and stuff?
Real estate.
Real estate?
Brick and mortar. Stocks go up and they go down. I want things that are rock solid.
So what was that word you just said? Rock solid what?
I want stocks go up and down.
Right.
I don't want volatility. I want rock solid stuff. When's home market, like the home market and commercial market goes up and down, but rent don't. Rent stays the same or goes up. When's the last time you've ever seen rent get cheaper?
Never.
Never. But I've seen homes go up and down, but rent stays the same or goes up. In a good economy, rent's great. In a bad economy, when people are losing their homes, they're forced out of their homes they can't own, and they go right into rent. So it makes the rent market scarce, and the rent go up. So in every market, the rent's good or great. Never bad.
Was there a person that put you on or gave you advice and took you like under the waist and taught you all this, or was it mainly self-taught?
Oh, there's tons of influencers that moved me. Yeah, whether I talk to him in person or not, Grant Cardone moved me. Just his mentality of being, it's a little bit from everybody, right? You know, I mean, I don't think one guy's all the way right. I think it's a mixture of everybody that's right. Grant's really disciplined. I think his investment tips are really smart and good. Doesn't mean I'm going to invest with Grant. Doesn't mean I'm going to do that. But his outlook on it is very intelligent, you know? Everyday life, savvy quotes. I really like BSing with Brad Lee, good friend of mine. I love BSing with him. He's a cool dude. When I talk sales with people, you know, Jeremy Miner, Bill Walsh, a couple guys I love sitting with when it comes to sales and just picking the brains, going back and forth.
Kind of like how I'm doing you right now?
Yeah, with sales, because I love sales. You know, I'm a huge advocate for sales. I'm a sales trainer, that's what I do.
Oh, got you. That explains, okay. Explains it. Got it.